Everyone, I am Ariel Aricayas and welcome to my video report. And for this video report, I will be talking about the taxation system during the American period in the Philippines. In this video, we'll take a closer look to how the American colonial government changed the tax system, what kind of taxes they introduced, and how these changes affected the Filipino people. This topic is important because it helps us understand the roots of our current tax policies and the challenges our country faced during that time. So let's dive into it. Now, after the Americans successfully acquired the Philippines, or after they colonized the Philippines, they aimed to establish a self-sufficient colonial government with minimal financial support from the U.S. Treasury. From 1898 to 1903 rather, they initially followed the Spanish taxation system but soon found it inadequate due to its outdated and very regressive nature. To address this, the American military government suspended certain contracts related to revenue generation, such as opium sales and lottery operations, focusing instead on more structured taxation. Now, one of the earliest measures was the introduction of the land tax, replacing the Spanish urbana tax. This tax applied to both urban and rural properties. However, rural and land titling was highly disorganized, with political and familial influences skewing land value appraisals. This led to widespread tax evasion, particularly among the landed elites who resisted the imposition of taxes on their agricultural lands. Now, in response to these challenges, the Internal Revenue Law of 1904 was passed, establishing 10 primary sources of revenue. First primary source of revenue is the taxes on alcohol and tobacco businesses. These are taxes imposed on companies that produced, imported, or sold alcoholic drinks and tobacco products. These industries were heavily regulated because they were significant sources of revenue due to high consumption rate. Now, because of that, the next one we have is the extra taxes on alcohol and tobacco. Additional taxes on each bottle of alcohol or pack of cigarettes sold, making these products more expensive and raising more money for the government. Next is the taxes on banks. Money collected from banks and bankers for running their businesses and handling people's money. Next is the document stamp taxes. It is a small fee added to important papers like contracts, receipts, and legal documents to make them official. Next is the cedula, or the personal tax. It is a tax that every adult male had to pay each year. After paying, they got a paper called a cedula, which also serves as an ID. Next is the taxes on insurance companies. These are taxes paid by companies that provided protection for people's lives, homes, and businesses. Next is the taxes on forest products. Money collected from those who cut down trees or use other resources from forests like wood and bamboo. Mining taxes. These are fees paid by people or companies allowed to dig for minerals like gold, copper, and gold. Next is the taxes on businesses and factories. These are taxes collected from shops, stores, and factories based on how much money they made. Last is the license fees for jobs. These are fees that people had to pay to get permission to work in certain jobs like doctors, teachers, merchants, or craftsmen. After that, The American also introduced the cedula and the industrial tax. The cedula system was revised, with provinces allowed to double its fee to fund road constructions and maintenance, significantly increasing government revenue. Additionally, the industrial tax was imposed on businesses based on their profitability, making the tax system more complex but also more structured. And a sales tax was also introduced, payable quarterly, further expanding the government's revenue base. In 1913, the Underwood-Simons Tariff Act was enacted, removing export taxes on sugar, tobacco, hemp, and copra, which were key Philippine exports. This, however, reduced government's revenue, prompting Governor General Francis Borton Harrison to increase other taxes such as on those on mines, petroleum products, and tobacco. Further tax measures introduced during the American period. First is the income tax in 1914, which required individuals and businesses to contribute a portion of their earnings. Next is the inheritance tax in 1919, imposing levies on property transfers after death. Next is the National Lottery in 1932. These aim at generating additional government revenue, though insufficient to meet the growing fiscal demands. Now, these are the challenges and the effects of the American taxation system in the Philippines. Rich landowners avoided taxes, causing problems for the government. Taxes funded roads, public services, and the colonial government. And they made businesses and individuals pay more, especially farmers and small businesses. To conclude, the American tax policies shaped the Philippines tax system. It increased government income but placed a burden on Filipinos. It also introduced taxes that we still use today, like the income tax and the business tax. And that's it for my video report. I hope you learned something. Thank you so much.